we are in Carlton House Terrace, one of the grander little backwaters of central London, clubland, corporate HQs, grand institutes, that sort of thing, and very much the sort of place where in the mid-70s some gents of a certain kind discussed what was to be done about the dreadful state of the country. One of these men was Sir Duncan, the head of Rio Tinto Zinc, the mining conglomerate, and in May 1975 he invited a friend of mine, a journalist called Bruce Page, to dinner just down the road from here to discuss bringing down the government and installing what he called a government of national unity, presumably led by him, Sir Duncan of Rio Tinto Zinc. When Bruce got there, Bruce was on the Sunday Times at this time, and he met a couple of other Fleet Street editors he knew, Mike Malloy of the Daily Mirror, Bill Deeds of the Telegraph, and there were captains of industry, Lord Robens, Sir Hector Lang of United Biscuits, people like that, and a few retired generals. And what started it all was Sir Val standing up and saying, "Country is in grave crisis. It's time for us all to tighten our belts." This was while groaning plates of food and wine were being served and everyone was rather loosening their belts, and while the industrialists were getting drunker and drunker, when Sir Val carried on and turned to Bruce and the other two editors and said, "Now your job is, as editors, we hope you will step in and produce a newspaper to reassure people when we make our move. The army will play its proper role, bring down the government, we shall restore order, and you will tell people nothing to worry about, go about your normal business, all is well, the country is in safe hands." It shows how useless this conspiracy was, like so many of the coups or attempted coups at the time, because both Bruce Page and Mike Malloy, the chap from the Mirror, were members of the Labour Party, and it was the Labour government that these industrialists were trying to bring down. So Bruce and Mike left. Bill Deeds, the last thing they heard was Bill Deeds of the Telegraph saying, "Well, Val, that's very interesting. Tell us a bit more about this plan of yours then," which I thought was rather creditable. If you're any good as a journalist, you'd stay and find out. But the curious thing of all, the most curious thing of all, is that they went back to the Mirror building and didn't print one word about it in the Daily Mirror the next day. I said to Mike, when he told me this years later, "Didn't you think it was rather newsworthy? Industrialists planning to bring down government?" He said, "Well, now you mention it, I suppose it was, but at the time it just seemed par for the course, really. These things happened all the time," as indeed they did.